Welcome to Web3 and Me, presented by FLOLiO. On today's show, Dan and I will be joined by Sappy Seals community manager Camol. You know him, you love him. He's a good follow on Twitter. Very excited for this interview. Before we get going, I need you to do a couple things for me. Number one, like the stream. That's really important. Subscribe to our channel, putting out videos 4 to 5 days a week. I can't say they're all going to be as good as today's episode with Camol, but we're going to do our best. And then head to FLOLiO.com, FLOLiO.com. Take advantage of all of our free NFT marketplace tools. Nothing we say today is financial advice. You know, Camol may tell you to buy a seal, but don't listen to him. Do what's in your best interest. Do your own research. So with that being said, we're going to bring on our buddy, Camol. How we doing today, sir?
What's up? Doing great. Thanks.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. I mean, you brought Effie on, what was it, like a month or two ago? He had great reception, so I'm glad I could be the next one, your next victim.
Well, and I think it's, you know, you guys complement each other well, like Effie on, you know, what makes the technical side of the seals and Pixelverse special, and you on the what makes the community side of it special. So I think that's a really good yin and yang we got going on there.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's one of our, like, deep goals is, you know, I focus a lot on the community and building out those aspects. Meanwhile, we have these world-class devs kind of working in the background, not really seeing the whole spotlight, but when their products come to market, it's just gonna blow y'all's minds. I mean, they're literal professional gamers deving out a game. I mean, what's not to love?
And that's awesome. And, you know, I think that the way that you guys do it is very smart. Like, so many different projects are promising a game. Whether they will or will not deliver, I don't know. But in the meantime, you need to still have, like, keep things fun for the people who are holding. And the seals do that between all the memes and the ARFing and all that stuff. Like, the seals find a way to keep people engaged while this game is built out, because I don't know anything about building a game. All I know is it takes a long time and like to make one good. And this is not a 3-month project. This is a multi-year process. So for the seals to be able to, you know, keep the holders having fun while this is created is a very good thing.
Definitely. I mean, it's not going to be a siloed production either. Like, once the game comes out, I'm not just going to turn into some person that's just relentlessly shilling a game. Then, I mean, I'm still going to stick authentically to our Sappy Seal brand and continue to drive for these high-value partnerships, high-value community members, and just having fun. And also, yes, there will be a game.
Yeah. So, you know, I found the seals a few months ago, and to be honest, I had like muted you on Twitter like late last year, early this year, because I found you very annoying at the time, and then I've come to love you since then. But have the seals always been this active on Twitter, or has that been something that's, you know, kind of developed over time?
Yeah, so definitely they've always like focused on this being active, being a loud campaign. So I initially didn't start on the team. I max minted Winter Bears, and they had partnered with Sappy Seals, and I was like, let me just buy into this project without even looking into it. And I just started talking shit to the team, and they started talking shit back. I actually found out that Wob hated me for a while before I was really brought onto the team because of, I guess, the same way that you didn't like me, and a lot of people don't like me. But I mean, what can you do? It's always about just having fun, living your truth, that organic growth, that organic community, and really propping people up.
For sure.
And it's not like I didn't like you. It was just one of those like, oh, this guy keeps harassing ape owners. I'm kind of annoyed with this. And then I was like, oh, he's just doing it for laughs. He's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, and I think that's something good as well, right? Like, too many projects, they take themselves a little bit too serious. And I think it's important to, you know, stay grounded, keep it fun, especially in our like in this market condition. I think it's important to bring some good vibes to everyone, because like it's been kind of rough like ever since December, honestly.
Yeah, it definitely has, and that's why I think these projects that have these super strong communities have been thriving throughout this market, because we don't take ourselves too seriously. Like, yeah, it does suck that the price is going down. Yeah, it sucks that ETH halved, but like, we can still make funny memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Seize the memes of production, man. That's the way to do it. Yo, how did you get started with like NFTs and all this crazy world that we're in?
So I was used to like flip sneakers and stuff, like a lot of kids in this space now. And so I was in this group chat, and there's some of my like closest friends, and one of them texted me, and he was like, "Yo, I just sold this picture of a flamingo for a $2,000 profit." And I was like, "You're a fucking idiot. That's so dumb. Why would you do this?" And then the next day he was like, "Yo, like I just sold this picture of a koala for like $1,000 profit." And I was like, "Okay, hold on, I might have to look into this a little bit." And that was like in late 20 when Nifty Gateway was popping off. So then, you know, I got into flipping on Nifty Gateway, like Mad Dog Jones, all that stuff. I wish I still had some of those pieces. And then he texted me, or he put in this group chat about this Ethereum NFT. It was called Bored Ape Yacht Club. And he was like, "Yo, you guys should check this out. Like, it's minting right now. Like, it'd do really good." I was like, "I'm not gonna buy something on the blockchain. That's stupid. I'll just stick to Nifty Gateway." and yeah, the rest is history. Now we're here.
That aged well.
Yeah, it aged real well. Instead, I bought Bitbones, Top Dog Beach Club.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, good projects. I have the utmost respect for the Top Dog Beach Club team, especially.
Yeah, I think they are so criminally underrated, and it's so crazy that because they're probably one of the projects that have done the most, I think, in terms of development, and it's not really been reflected really like at the fourth floor at least. Like, not that really matters too much, but I just think that if someone would deserve a higher floor, I think it's definitely them.
Oh, definitely. They've been the first to do so many things and bring so many things to market, and a lot of projects have, you know, stolen from them. I guess stolen's not the right word, but like they've set some pretty high standards, and I think they're a great project, a great team.
Yeah, and they're all like full time as well. Like they have like 8 employees or thing. It's not too much, like it's not too many employees, but I think they're all full time as well, and it's pretty impressive. Like they gone full time pretty early.
Yeah, no, it's a great shop. Like they were one of the first to do, if not the first to do, actual events too with the community, and really and really lean into that aspect, which I think set the precedent for a lot of projects moving forward. Like Gutter, I'd say even, you know, Apes, like maybe they saw what Top Dog was doing and leaned into that a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So you got into Seals. What was it that, you know, really attracted you to the project to the point where you wanted to work with them, that you wanted to be the community manager and make this a bigger part of your life?
I think it was just like the people in the community that just had that similar aspect that, you know, everyone's really close. You're not afraid to talk shit to each other. You can have some banter. No one takes themselves too seriously. It felt like my Web3 home. And so, I mean, if I can get paid to make shitty memes, I also do a lot of other shit, but if I can get paid to make really shitty memes, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, they're very good, okay? They're not shitty at all.
That was one of the things that got me, like, into the Seals right off the bat. Was like, this was back in, like, March, I want to say. And I believe it was Nick the General who, like, you know, started, like, talking trash about Ape, so I, like, sent a meme back, like, making fun of Seals, and he and I had, like, this copy pasta back and forth. And it was at a time similar to now where, like, people were taking things too seriously. The market wasn't great. And it was the first time in a while I, like, had fun with NFTs. And I was like, okay, I think it's time to get more involved with the Seals and figure out what all these people are all about.
Exactly. Like, that is our primary ethos, is we literally just want to have fun. Like, I go into partnership calls and I'm like, what can we do that's fun for our holders? Like, we can make a $30 black hoodie with you brand, or we can do something a little more thoughtful that people are really gonna enjoy and is fun, does lean into our ethos. And I think that's something that, you know, a lot of other projects don't really do, and they don't try to push that a little bit further to make it a little bit more memorable and a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
So one thing with the community is, like, it's very inclusive, you know, like women, people, everyone is very welcome in the Sappy Seals. Not that they aren't in other projects, but is that something that kind of came natural to you guys, or is that like an active discussion? Like, we want to make sure that everyone, race, religion, whatever, feels included in the Seals community.
I don't think it ever really had to be a discussion, because it is so natural. Like, we do want a culture of inclusivity, and we want it to be people's Web3 home. And I mean, if you're going to be sexist, racist, rider rips, or anything like that, we don't want you.
For sure. And, you know, I believe it was back in, like, NFT NYC, you guys had your party. You guys absolutely killed it with that. It was a great time. It just seemed like there were so many people who were like, this is one of the more inclusive Web3 events I've been at during NFT NYC, and I think got a lot of positive buzz going around the seals for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So for New York, we actually worked with one of the biggest promoters in the entire country, and we're doing some other things with them too, like maybe at Art Basel and a couple other things. We can talk about that down the road. Uh, but when I come from an event planning background, and so when I was starting these initial scoping meetings, I never wanted to gate it to just holders, because that way people can't have fun because you can't bring your friends, or maybe if you're just a fan of the artist. So if you're not even into NFTs at all. So we just booked a really sick DJ both nights, and we let anyone come that wanted to. Obviously, our seal holders got in for free, but then again, we also didn't like charge out the ass for tickets. It was like $30, which is unheard of in New York.
That's awesome. Yeah, it looked like a good time. I might have been too old for that scene, so it's probably for the best. But
Nah, we had a lot of advanced age people there.
Thanks, Camol. Cool. All right, Dan, you can ask some questions now.
Yeah, I was wondering, because you always seem pretty happy, cheerful on Twitter. I was wondering, do you have you ever like had any moment where you were maybe feeling a bit more down or not as happy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty natural, especially in a space like this where, it's
Yeah.
constantly 24/7 to get burnt out. And I think setting boundaries with yourself is incredibly important. Like for me, I don't even have Twitter or Discord on my phone.
Hmm.
Like it's solely on my laptop, and I think it's really important to disconnect from it. I mean, I
Yeah.
can schedule tweets and whatnot to make it seem like I'm here and whatnot, but
Hmm.
it's so important for, your own mental health when you are here to be your best you, because I want to be my best me for the people that are in our community.
Yeah. Is it maybe also a little bit difficult because I assume that you like work and live in the same space, right?
Yeah, I'm like on my sofa right now.
Yeah.
Like it is pretty hard to disconnect, especially when this all like first started popping off for me. I mean, I graduated from college in 2019. I was working boring 9 to 5 desk job I hated,
Yeah.
and then just like all of a sudden out of nowhere I have this like crazy platform doing these like crazy things with people I never thought I'd be able to get in contact with. And then it's almost like you're dealing with this imposter syndrome too, because
Hmm.
my ethos is, modern society doesn't build up the younger generation to be in these positions where
Yeah.
they have a little bit more influence and have these platforms. And with this Web3 space, that changes. So, your entire life, you're just waiting for that to happen, but you never expect it to happen when, you're 25 years old.
Yeah. Like it came out of nowhere, honestly. Like I worked for 2 call centers before this, and I just remember, man, I hated it. I hate like sitting there, picking up calls all day and like dealing with angry people. And suddenly, like a friend of mine was like, "Hey, there's this NFT portfolio website looking for like a community manager." And I was like, "Okay, like sure." And suddenly, a year later, like I'm here. Like it's crazy. And like remember that people don't really want you to succeed either, especially like the older generation. They think it's like fake monopoly money, or it maybe not, maybe people don't even consider this real work, for example, and that's something to overcome as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it's unfortunate to see, but then again, you have so many success stories in this space. I know this is real work. You know this is real work.
Yeah,
Just because it's work doesn't mean it can't be fun, doesn't mean we can't have a good time.
for sure.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, Dan, anything else you want to ask there? I know we had someone in the comments. They want to ask some questions. I think we should absolutely do that. I want to see what the community has to say to Camol today.
Oh, God.
Yeah, yeah. I have some more questions. Always more questions.
Fire away,
But in the meantime, if you're watching and you want to ask this fine gentleman some questions, feel free. But for now, how would you describe like the early Sappy Seals days? And is there like any major difference from then to now?
Yeah, so when I actually wasn't on the team when Sappy Seals minted, and I didn't know it existed, so I'm not the best person for this question.
Yeah.
But at first it came out from what I know, like when every project was like the mint and flip errors. Like you mint,
Yeah.
you sell for 2x, the project dies, right?
Yeah.
Sappy Seals came out in that time, so they minted, they 2x'd, and then the floor went down to 0.008 ETH, right? And I don't think many projects have come back from that at all. But we're not the type of people, and the team's not the type of people to just like pack up shop and quit when things get a little tough. So we just started fostering this culture, the viral marketing culture, that real strong community that you hadn't really seen too much on Twitter at the time. That's just really warm and inviting. And then our call to action was, why not us? Like, they were basically free at that point. They were like $10 or something like that. So like, literally, why not us? And that's carried into today. And so when I joined, the floor was like 0.25 ETH, and I just kept doing what I was doing as a community member, stayed true to myself. And I mean, I'd say the Camol that got invited to the team at 0.2 ETH is the same Camol that's today. I just have a bit more responsibility.
Where did Camol come? Where'd the name Camol come from? I've been wondering this for a while.
That's a great question. Next.
Okay, from the comments, Pixelverse alpha testing this quarter.
So the team is currently in the alpha testing. So on the back end, they are ensuring that everything is kosher with the UIs, cameras, rigging, whatnot. And this is for the battling module, which I assume is being asked about. Next step will be the entire internal team closed alpha, and then I get to play, which is going to be really exciting. And then we'll do our second closed alpha, which will be for some professional gamers, consultants, and select founders, pass holders, and community members. And then we'll have our other alpha this quarter. I'm not gonna say yes because I'll get in trouble, but like, yeah.
Okay. Also, anything happening on September 1st? The 1-year anniversary of the Seals.
I was told that I should not market that we're doing things for the 1-year anniversary of Seals. So, but with that being said, there's a reason we had that conversation about me not marketing that we're doing things for the 1-year anniversary of Seals.
So maybe yes, maybe no.
It's yes. We're doing stuff.
Okay.
Stuff, guys.
Don't tell anyone.
Who is the one person you harass the most on Twitter that you want to get to buy a seal? Is it Gary V?
Gary's gonna come. I have some things in the queue, so I'm not pressed about Gary. Now, who I really want, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to, is Gordon Goner.
Well, not after yesterday.
Yeah, didn't you? Wait, did you not decline his application or something?
Yeah,
or was you?
It was a fake application.
Yeah, but still, I think you have to approve him then, right?
Nah, that's how you get his attention. You create that FOMO.
That's fair. That's fair.
You neg it. It's called negging, Dan. It's it works really well in the dating world too. Especially then it kind of backfired a little bit, and you got your buddy Ryder to buy a seal. So, that happened.
I mean, we got royalties either way, right?
There you go.
It's something.
Yeah. I'll go get myself some McDonald's or something. Thanks, Ryder.
So, I have a bit of a sneaker collection myself. You come from that sneaker background. Anything in the works for a Sappy Seals sneaker collab that you can tell us?
I would love that so much. Yeah. I do have some connections inside of the sneaker industry that I haven't tapped into quite yet. But, I mean, it's definitely things we talk about, because we want. What would be
your dream collab?
I think a Sappy Seal Bapesta would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love that.
You didn't go with the hype beast like Sappy Seals, Travis Scott, Nike SB answer right there?
Nah, because in my collection, I'm not the typical hype beast. I like just buying cool shoes that just mean something to me, or a little bit more interesting, because I collect old SBs. I don't really fuck with the new ones as much because I think the old ones have a bit more history to them. I just got the entire 2006 Tokyo pack, the Tokyo Taxi Pack, and it's just like, I don't know, they look cool, they have a meaningful history to them. Or I could just buy like these neon blue ones that Travis Scott did, or whatever it might be.
I can feel that. What's your favorite? I know we're going into sneakers a little bit here, Dan. Sorry. What's your favorite pair in your collection?
So probably my favorite pair. It's so hard because I have like 35 pairs and it changes every time someone asks me. But my Milk Crate Blazers.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, or I have the Kobe Bryant Air Force Ones, like the ones with his face literally on them, which are impossible to find right now.
Well, it's Mamba Day too, so that's a good answer on 8/24, man. I have a few pair of Kobe's. I had one pair. My wife and I went through IVF to have a kid, and so I had like a good luck pair of Kobe's that I wore to every. I've only ever worn them to like IVF, and then actually in the delivery room, I was like, "Hey, can I double up on the booties on these sneakers? I don't want to get anything on these bad boys, but those are going to be sealed away and given to my son someday when he's old enough to wear them and play basketball."
I love it, and congrats on congrats again.
Yeah, I know you're like basically Uncle Camel at this point. Like, every time I post a picture of the kid, it's like nothing but love from you. I appreciate it. That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm his biggest fan. We're gonna get him a Sappy Seal. Well, he's gonna get himself one.
Absolutely. When Dan buys a seal, I'll buy one for the little dude too. So we got two sales right there.
I mean,
so,
Dan,
no pressure, Dan.
You have a seal. Let's be real. What's your?
It's
brand?
hard.
Why is it hard?
It's hard. Okay, we talked
go.
on Twitter like a long time ago, and I was like harassing my girlfriend into buying one, and she was like, "Nah, it's too like expensive," and now like I'm already used to the floor being low. That it's hard to buy one at this current floor, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, are you bullish on the future of Sappy Seals?
Oh, I'm here doing my research, right? Maybe after this call, maybe I'm convinced.
Dan, my very first seal, his brother is on sale right now, just above floor. Seal number 2008. Like, it's the same, almost the same as my first seal. A little bit different on like the coloring and stuff. But hoodie with bear ears. It's a great seal. You should absolutely buy that. We can have seal buddies.
Or you can lean into our pseudo swap pool because the team really put our money where our mouth is. We bought like 50 seals up and we put them in the pseudo swap pool. And so literally every single seal is technically on the floor, and the floor is just buried on what if people are buying, people are selling, and that way we can literally be your exit liquidity.
Right. I forgot. So this is literally like any of those are essentially a floor, right?
Yeah. So,
right.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like looking at Gem, and then it had like this huge wall at the floor, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Right. And then of course it's the pseudo swap. That's interesting though. That's really good to know.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do some digging.
You definitely should. I mean, I'm here to answer any questions, and that's like to everyone watching. If you have questions, please ask me. It is literally my job to answer.
Yeah.
So
okay, on.
No, go ahead, Dan. I'll take the next one.
Okay. So I was wondering, where do you see some opportunities that other like NFT businesses could improve on in terms of marketing?
I think a lot of projects are very siloed. They're inside of their echo chamber, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what they want. But at the same time, if you want to grow that brand and draw in new people, you need to work together with other communities, have exposure. You don't even need to partner up, but really ingrain yourself in the culture of those projects, because you never know what value another project might bring you. Like our connection with, I don't know, Plague, for example. Pons is a really good friend of mine. He's brought us some incredible opportunities to the Seals team. Obviously, we are partners. I am an advisor to Plague, but there's countless others that, I mean, I can't say because it's a little more sensitive.
Yeah.
What are some of the projects out there, that you don't think are getting enough love, like Plague?
I think Plague is a really good one that's not getting enough love. Gaming Apes and Root Troop, I don't think they should be nearly at the floor they are, especially the Root Troop with the project that they're building with the Web3 job board. I mean, Pudgy, I think they should be at least at a 15 ETH floor. But what can you do? PA, I mean, that's a masterful marketing campaign that they've done.
It seems a little complicated. I like just the different psychedelics you have to take and all these different things. It seems a bit that one's been confusing to me for a while, but I know that Volter has done a hell of a job building that brand up.
Yeah, it is definitely confusing to follow, and I sold my full set at like zero point 0.7 ETH, so I'm an idiot. But I mean, what can you do? I mean, Vol's created this great community that's really rabid on Web3, and I think, with the proper catalyst, the sky's the limit. Like, let's see what else they're gonna bring to the table, because during this time when a lot of projects claim they're building, not a lot of them set the foundation months ago when the market was bullish to be able to build during a bear. So you see these projects shaking out because, yes, they might be building now that it's bearish, but they weren't before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's something that I wanted to mention with Sappy Seals as well, and that's it's interesting. It's interesting because in April there were a bunch of new hires as well, right? And that's cool because it's essentially back then it was already quite bearish, and it's still a pretty bearish market. But I think that if you build now and then like when it's more of a bullish market, it definitely you can definitely reap the rewards of it.
Definitely. Like, as soon as our Pixel Pets mint happened, we converted most of the treasury into USDC. ETH was
There you go.
4K at the time. I mean, if it went to 8K, I mean, what can you do? But instead it went to $900, and that way we had so much runway to get through this, and we have so many strategic hires in place that we know if literally everything goes to zero, ETH goes to zero, royalties go to zero, all these revenue streams go to zero, we can still build the products we want to build. It won't be a problem.
I think for everyone watching, that's amazing news, and that's not something you should take lightly. It's very important that projects take their ETH, transfer it to USD or USDC, and because at least now you have a war chest, right? Like if everything goes to shit, you can still thrive.
Exactly.
And there's another question from the chat. How will the one-of-ones work when the new art is introduced?
I mean, so the one-of-ones, their metadata, that is a sensitive topic. I wish Wob was here because we've talked a lot about that recently. I don't know how much I'm allowed to leak. What can I say? We've been working with the one-of-one holders to get their input on how they will look, and we're going to bring in a mechanism to make sure the process is equitable for all of them for the distribution of it. I really want to say more because I'm not happy with that answer, but I'm sorry, I literally can't, because this information will be coming in, the next month or so, and this is one of the ones I can't spill too much alpha on, unfortunately.
That's okay. No, we definitely understand. So, is there anything you can tell us more about the Omni metadata?
Yeah, so it's super exciting. We've been working with our art studio to really grow the art as the space grows, because a lot of products, like, they'll do their Omni metadata and it's like, hey, you have your whatever crazy koala, I don't even know if that's a real project, and now you have a 24-bit crazy koala and you can flip through the two, and that's it. It's cool, it's exciting, it's newer, but we want our art to grow as the space grows. So the current meta is a little more cute than what we currently have, so we're leaning into that. We're fixing some of the traits to make it really feel like your Web3 persona, really feel like that seal that you resonate with. Like Joey Moose coined the term, I am my penguin and my penguin and me. We want that for us. And so as we work forward with this metadata, what's to stop us from allowing you to swap out similar rarity traits or adding more metadata, another theme to it, like maybe, I don't know, this is a shitty example, but mutant seals as a like flip almost, but like, why not? We want to grow and scale as the space grows and scale while still giving back to our holders. We're not going to ask you to mint 30 different seals. Why not just have one that can be your catch-all?
I think it's cool. How long has the new art been in the works? Like, was this just a very recent development, or have you guys been considering this for a while?
this has been an ongoing process for, I'd say, a minimum of 3 months. We want to make sure everything is perfect. And one thing about Wav is he is a perfectionist. I see conversations every day. It's like, can you add one more pixel of shading here, or remove one pixel of shading here? I'm like, can we just come to market already? He's like, no, it has to be perfect. And it's such a great thing to have, because he's not going to let it come to market unless it is perfect. It is almost done. I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying that, and it will actually be coming to market sooner rather than later. We are finishing up a couple of traits that haven't really scaled as well as some of the others, because like we want every trait to be perfect. We want everyone to really resonate with these.
Yeah.
Can you give us just your thought on what the coolest improvement to any one or two individual traits are going to be?
I really like the one of ones.
Okay.
And then the beanies. We haven't leaked the beanies quite yet, but the beanies are really fucking cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and something that I wanted to mention for the art, and then being a little bit more as a like a perfectionist, it's important, right? Because we've seen so many projects like the Murray rework, Isekai Meta recently, and so like did you see the Isekai Meta stuff? There were like a ton of like duplicates.
Yeah,
and in general, just like with the Murray rework, like certain thumbs were like flipped and the other way, like, and I think that really takes away from the art. And I think that's just really important that it looks good and it really resonates what the project is like standing for.
Exactly. And I mean, who just doesn't want a cute seal? Like, you look at it, it's like going to, when you like go to Petco and they have like the kitten in the like little tank or whatever, and like you want to take it home. Like, that's what we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think people underestimate the value of cute, because like, especially now that I have a kid, I'm just like, I see things a little bit differently. Like, oh yeah, the family appeal to some of these NFTs is like, I'm not gonna like bash on them, like Goblin Town. The people there, it's like you're only gonna appeal to like a certain amount, of people, and it's like, but with seals or pudgy penguins or any of these other cute NFTs, cool cats, whatever, there's just such a bigger collector base, people who would like something like that.
Exactly. And I mean, if you love your old seal, you're not forced to change it. Like, it can still be your Web3 persona. We obviously hope you love the new art, but if you don't, that's okay.
So you said, God damn it, we keep doing this. My internet's not great. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's dying as well. Is the metadata, well, like, or at least the picture, is it flippable on the NFT itself on OpenSea?
That is a question that is a little higher than my pay grade.
Okay.
I believe the answer is yes, but don't quote me on that if I'm wrong.
Yeah, because I've seen something similar with the Top Dog Beach Clubs coming soon as well, and like Little Lemon Friends, I think, where there's like different. Yeah, and it's funny because that was like also like the whole cute meta back then. It was just it was crazy. The Alien Friends as well. My God. And yeah, so I think that's cool. I love the fact that you can have like the ability to swap between what you think looks cool. So we have another question from the chat, from the same person again, coming in with hot questions.
Oh no.
Are we getting a new marketplace drop now we are closer to a Pixel Pet game being released?
So our marketplace drops will work in tandem with the Pixel Pack game in order to ensure that the drops are meaningful, with things that you can use almost immediately and to almost gamify your use cases for Pixel. NFTZ put out a thread a while ago about how he was worried that, we haven't had a lot of syncs recently, but when these things all drop, he said that there probably won't be enough Pixel, like even for some of our biggest holders. And the people with the million pixel in there, because there's going to be so many different syncs, so many different things that you can use with Pixel. So expect that once the gamification comes out and there's hard dates for that there's also going to be marketplace things. We can drop marketplace items right now, but I mean, it's just going to be a quick pump and dump almost. I don't personally recognize a monetary price of Pixel. I legally have to say that, but some people do, and those people would see, a short-term price increase, and then it goes back down because the utility of the token isn't quite out yet.
Yeah. Because it is
Another
by legal reasons a like game token, right? Like a
Yes, it is a utility token.
There you go.
There we go. There's the line he has to say in every interview. Will there be quests in the Pixelverse? Michael asks.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's something that I personally am really excited for. Is there will be dungeon crawls. You can do it yourself. You can do it with 4 friends, and so the dev team has been doing a lot of exciting scoping, storyboarding, and whatnot there to bring these quests and dungeons to market. That's not our first priority. The 1v1 PvPs or 4 pets v 4 pets is our number one priority right now. But yes, that is going to be a very real thing, and I think it's going to be one of our flagship items. It will really tell the story and the lore of the universe.
Okay, so you've said a few times Web3 persona, which I know you've done a great job of building up yours. How would you recommend to someone who's like getting into Web3 and they want to build up their persona? Like, what do you think are some of the best practices there to help with that? Because some people like yourself, Thread Guy, Minister of NFTs, like they're building up their brand. Like, you're a marketing guy, you're a branding guy. Like, how would you recommend someone do that?
Be authentically you and lean into the people that, 1, challenge you to be a better you, and 2, do engage and support your vision. Because I mean, everyone here started their account with 0 followers, right? And we've all stayed very authentic to ourselves. We've all carved out our niche, carved out our brand with success. And I mean, if you keep doing it, my hat literally says manifest everything. It'll happen.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, it's it can be tough too. So like along those lines, like people to challenge you to be better, because Twitter can be such an echo chamber. The algorithm wants you to be around like-minded people. Do you like go out of your way to try to challenge yourself that way?
I think I've done a good job of surrounding myself with people of various different Web3 brands, Web3 personas that, have insightful comments, both on how I can improve myself and just for the space in general, the brand, whatever it might be. And I do spend a lot of time talking to these people. You guys, I would say you guys are in my circle. And so, yeah, I think just continuing to surround yourself with those people is so incredibly important.
That's awesome. We want to be respectful of your time. I know you got a lot going on. Dan, do you have any final questions for Camol?
I'd say maybe chat. Any last question? Any final question? One more? We pack it up.
And then while we wait for that, Camol, any final thoughts on Seals, the NFT market in general, message you have for the Seals community?
I'd tell everyone to tell Dan to buy a seal.
No, I'm gonna get it rated now, dude. Oh yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention as well, and Jweb knows as well, and maybe you as well. We have one like good post, and then there's some random community comes in and shills the fuck out of their project. It's so annoying when they do that, though.
Oh yeah, big time. I think it's if you can do it tastefully. I think
Yeah.
I do it very tastefully.
Mhm.
It's like when you go fishing, you throw out the hook, the fish bites, and you pull up, right? That's when you start shilling, right? I comment,
Yeah.
I take a shotgun approach. Like I try to relate it to seals or whatever. And the second that ape holder bites, then I get my people on it. But not before, because then it's just gonna annoy people. People are like, oh, it's just another community rating me. Like, who cares?
Yeah, but that's what I think really sets the Sappy Seals apart, is in the culture of being very active on Twitter, and that's what we've seen with like a ton of other projects, right? Like the projects where everyone was like, rate this post, right? I think you're right that the approach is very important, right? Because if you're just almost stalking someone and it keeps spamming like buy, it can get pretty like annoying. But I think with Sappy Seals it's a little bit different, and I think that nuanced approach is super important.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, taking meaningful discussions too with these people and answering their questions about the project once they are interested, that's how you get them invested in your community. That's how you show them, like, hey, like, maybe we aren't just shilling to shill. Maybe we aren't just shilling to pump our foreplace. Maybe we actually want to onboard people.
Yeah.
Another Pixel Pack question here. Will breeding be released before the first release of the game?
So our initial timeline had breeding as the first module to be released, but quickly we had shifted to battling because that will have those incumbent syncs in there, and the market won't be flooded with 30 generations of pixel pets with nothing you could do with them. So we shifted to the battling module being the first one, get that player base in there, and then once the breeding comes out, we'll have this FOMO from a lot of different people that weren't able to get in on Gen 0 or the Genesis pet, and so that's why we took the approach and shifted the way we did.
Okay, it looks like also the people want coward merch. So if you could work on that.
I can talk about merch.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so we closed our merch store a couple months ago because frankly it was super low quality. And since then we've been working with our art team as well as some providers we're going to have Sappy Seals essential pieces. So like that will just be, your typical logo on whatever it might be. Like I tweeted a bucket hat and a mug. We have a few other pieces and some really cool graphic pieces. And then we're going to be doing capsules with so many different brands of just a variety of different products, whether it might be like a crossbody or beer, whatever it might be, but they're going to be super limited. It's almost like those streetwear companies that everyone seeks out, but we're not trying to make money off of this. We're just trying to have fun.
Trying to build the brand out. Correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there before with the merch shop you could do customized merch with your seal on it? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that
could be happening again.
We have talked about it. The problem with those items those are the ones that were really low quality, and those were the ones that were had the most issues with it. And that was because the pieces were so big. So the graphics were so big. When they're printed on, you dry them once and the entire graphic's gone. So if we use smaller items with a higher quality printer, then that won't be a problem anymore.
Okay. Very cool. We have a request for a frog eye bucket hat from Michael in the comments. If you could go ahead and get working on that.
On it.
Okay, I think it's a great place to leave it. 1 year Sappy Seals anniversary coming up in a week. Excited for that. Camol, thank you so much for coming on. I'm glad we were finally able to do this after all these months of interacting. It's cool to actually, sit down and chat in person.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thanks y'all for having me. Dan buy a seal, Jweb buy a seal, sell your ape. You guys know that. Everyone in the comments buy seals. If Ryder Ribs is watching, sell your seal.
I hope he's not watching. But for those who are watching, please go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe to our channel. Share the episode on Twitter, all over. Head to FLOLiO.com, all of that good stuff. So thanks again, everybody, for watching today. We really appreciate it. For Camol, for Dan, for the team at FLOLiO, I'm Jeremy. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.